Hello, welcome. We'll get started in a few minutes. I'll just wait for any more folks who are signing in to join us to this live stream. In the meantime, while we wait, you can find a comfortable seated position wherever you are, whether you're at home or in an office, finding a chair, a nice quiet place to settle in for the next 30 minutes. Thank you for the likes. That means at least you can hear me, and we will get started in just a few minutes. So we'll give it just another 60 seconds or so, and then we can begin. Again, if you're just tuning in now, feel free to find a comfortable position, someplace you won't be disturbed for the next 25 or 30 minutes or so, and we'll be underway shortly. Also, feel free to use the chat function to say hi. All right, it looks like we're just about ready to get started. I see a couple people have joined us for this live session. So I'll introduce myself to those who may not know me. My name is Ben Kinsley. I am a graduate student at Northeastern University, and I am one of the Mindfulness Fellows at the Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service. I'm sure you're familiar with the center if you found this live session. I've been leading meditations for many years at the center, and I think formally this is my first live session of the fall 2020 semester. So thank you all for joining me for this inaugural fall 2020 session with me. I see more people are joining in. Welcome to everyone. Again, thank you for signing in. And I think we'll take time today to kind of pause. I've kind of had a theme in the way I've been practicing meditation lately, and that is by thinking about it in terms of time and not necessarily practice. So I'm titling this a midday meditation, and I think we'll use this as an opportunity to kind of pause in the middle of our day, or for anyone who's just starting their day, um, taking a moment to take a breath and kind of settle into what today holds for us for the rest of the afternoon. So with that, I'd invite you to find a comfortable seated upright position, or if you'd like to lie down, that's acceptable as well. For this practice, I prefer to be sitting upright with my back and my knees supported. So whether you're seated in a chair or on a cushion or on a bed or a couch, wherever you may be, finding a position where your feet are anchored to a substrate, maybe the floor, your back is supported in some way, and your knees are in a comfortable position so that there won't be much stress, and hopefully your feet will not fall asleep for the next 25 minutes. So with that, I'll walk us through just a brief embodied exploration to check in with our physical self, and then we'll go through some breathing exercises, and then we'll kind of examine where our mind space is today, and where we like to go this afternoon. So I invite you to close your eyes. Your palms can be resting in your lap or on your knees, whatever is most comfortable. Your palms can be facing up if you want to be feeling uplifted, face down if you prefer, inviting a feeling of grounding into this first part of our practice. And we'll just turn our attention to the sensation of breathing wherever it's most clear to us. So this could be in the nose, in the nostrils. This could be in our chest. Maybe breathing all the way down into our belly, feeling our belly expand and contract. Just starting by finding a single point in the body where the breath is most clear. And we'll just watch what it's like for the breath to come and go. No need to control it right now, just watching. I like to formally begin and end a practice with 3 chimes. So we'll have 3 chimes at the start and then 3 chimes at the end. And I'll have light suggestions for what to do throughout the practice. So again, at this time, we're just sitting, directly observing a single point where the breath is most clear, in the nose, in the chest, or in the belly. Noticing if our breath is long or if our breath is short today. We're taking deep breaths or shallow breaths. Noticing if the pacing of our breathing is changing as we settle in. Allowing our attention to collect a baseline to start from. If we notice our mind is wandering or distracted or looking for something to do, we can give it something to do in the meantime as our attention settles in. So we can begin with a brief body scan, drawing our attention to the crown of the head, right at the top where our hair or the top of our scalp meets the air. Feeling if there's any lightness to this headspace. And taking our attention down into our forehead and our eyebrows. Oftentimes throughout our day, we carry a lot of tension in this upper part of our face without even realizing. So we'll relax the eyebrows, relax the muscles around the eyelids, as well as the upper cheek, relax the jaw, being aware of the location of the tongue and the mouth as well, allowing to rest on the bottom of the palate, or if you like, you can press it up against the roof of your mouth. Bring our attention down into our neck, aware of internal sensations as well as external sounds. In the practice of meditation, we are aiming to have direct insight, direct knowledge, direct knowing of the world exactly as it is. And that includes sounds near and distant that may arise for some time. Each time we notice our attention drifting to something outside of our object of focus, we can gently usher it back, like guiding a sheep or a cat, not forcefully, just suggesting their attention return. As we scan down into the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, perhaps rolling them back slightly, opening up the chest, drawing in a deep breath, filling the lungs, and then exhaling gently as our attention sinks deeper into the abdomen, through the diaphragm, down the spine, into the belly, relaxing the muscles in our abdomen, any muscles we don't need to stay upright. And this will allow the breath to fill the belly, so now we can breathe into the belly. Breath comes in through the nose, down into the lungs. Belly goes out, and the belly draws in. The lungs compress. Breath goes out of the nostrils. Slow and even, a comfortable, natural pace. Attention sinking down to our sit bones or pelvis or buttocks. Noticing the distribution of our weight on our seat, leaning forward or back, left or right. You're welcome to make adjustments to your posture to be more comfortable and more sustainable in this position. And then guiding our attention down through the thighs and the hamstrings, down to the knees. Checking in on our knees. Noticing how they feel today. We rely on our knees so much for mobility. Attention now sinking deeper. Shins and the calves towards the ankle and the feet. Allowing our awareness to explore the tips of our toes. The limit of perception, the most distal point from where our mind normally inhabits, in our headspace. We can take some time now to explore what it's like for our full attention, our full awareness, our full concentration to inhabit our toes. Checking on them perhaps one by one or in aggregate. And then, when you're ready, guiding your attention back to that single point of breath awareness, the nose and the chest or the belly. Again, for now, just observing the quality of breath that you carry with you today. Noticing the pace, the depth of the breath. No need to control or change these things, just observing. If you have found a point of stable concentration, I invite you to explore it. If you have a particular practice in mind that you'd like to examine at this time, if I may make a suggestion, perhaps we can count the breath sequentially from 1 to 10, counting 1 on the in-breath, leaving a long, extended exhale, allowing the mind to flush from anything it's still holding on to during the exhale. Counting 2 on the next in-breath, holding it at the top, and then again with a long, drawn-out exhale, releasing anything you may be holding on to from earlier this week or earlier today. Drawing in the clean, bright, fresh air of this new day we have today, letting go of anything else you may be holding on to with each out breath. We'll count the breath to make sure we are accountable to our own attention. So if and when you notice that you've lost count, if your mind has drifted to a memory, a story, an anticipation or worry about the future, understand that all these things are the natural processes of the mind. The mind's job in our daily life is to think about these things. So our objective here is not to suppress that natural tendency, not to push it out or block it out. Simply recognize when this happens, and then bring our awareness, our attention back to the physical act of breathing, returning again to counting, starting over at 1, up into 10. This time now we can take the opportunity to ask ourselves what it is we'd like to get out of this day. The afternoon still ahead of us, with the perspective of a breathing, embodied being. We can take this time to weigh what our obligations may be, what our aspirations may be, and perhaps without getting caught up in the scheduling, the agendaing, the to-doing, we can take a holistic view of the rest of our day, being honest and direct, examining ourselves and our day directly as it is, and just take some time to make some observations. Perhaps you're very busy, and this causes you stress on one hand, but it also keeps you engaged, provides fulfillment on the other hand. Perhaps you have a lot of open time and space today. Maybe it feels nice to not have any future obligations that cram into a busy schedule, but this may also bring uncertainty as to best use this time to be fulfilling and make the most of it. At this time, we'll simply notice what our thoughts, our opinions, our impressions are, and then see if you can recognize your attention, your awareness's natural reaction to these things. Oftentimes, every thought is coupled with an emotion. Sometimes this emotion is very overt, many times it's very subtle. And so in this time, we can try to examine these reactive emotions, accepting them directly as they are, without the need to change them, just noticing. If and as you notice your awareness, your mind getting wrapped up in the details, the intricacies of the rest of your day, taking time to pause, take a deep breath, return back to that point of present breath awareness in the nose and the chest or in the belly, leaving some space to recenter, perhaps resuming a practice of concentration on the breath. And then, when you're ready, you may choose to resume examining your reactions to your day ahead, or you can simply sit in meditative practice. Now I invite you to return again to that point of present breath awareness. If your mind has drifted, we can call upon something we wish to cultivate for the rest of our day, a single word, an intention, a feeling, an aspiration, perhaps focus, flexibility, calmness, tranquility, fairness or evenness, compassion, open mindedness or open heartedness. Any intention you wish to cultivate for the rest of this afternoon, bring that word, that phrase, that feeling directly into your attention, drawing in the bright, clean air from the room from this new day, planting the seed of this intention deep at the bottom of the lungs or in the belly and the solar plexus. With a long exhale, again releasing anything you're still holding on to that you wish to let go of. We'll repeat this 3 times, drawing in nurturing energy from the room, bright, clean, fresh air, planting the seed of that intention, and exhaling anything you wish to let go of. Then, as you're ready on your own time, you may take 5 or 6 more breaths, and we'll conclude our practice again with 3 chimes. This time you can slowly open your eyes, return movement to your toes and your fingers, wiggle your hands and your feet, bring movement to your joints of your elbow, your wrists, your ankles, your knees. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. Feel free to say anything in the chat. I'll leave the chat open for a few minutes if anyone would like to discuss any topics. But again, my name is Ben. I'm with Northeastern University Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service, and this has been our 30-minute midday meditation. Thanks. If there are no questions or comments, I'll leave the stream open for about 60 more seconds, and then I'll end our stream. Okay, well, thank you everyone again for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.